Upbeat, intriguing music starts and then fades to a soft, pensive tone. You just got the promotion. You aced the presentation. You received a huge compliment on your work. Everyone is congratulating you, so why do you feel this pit in your stomach? Why is there a voice in your head whispering? It was a fluke. I got lucky. Any minute now, they're going to find out I have no idea what I'm doing. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. You're likely experiencing imposter syndrome. It's not a formal diagnosis, but a pervasive psychological pattern that affects an estimated 70% of people at some point in their lives. It's the persistent, internal fear of being exposed as a fraud, despite all external evidence of your competence and success. Think you're the only one? The legendary author Maya Angelou once said, "I have written 11 books, but each time I think, they're going to find out now. I've run a game on everybody, and they're going to find me out." Even Albert Einstein reportedly described his own work as something a swindler could be suspected of. These are geniuses, titans in their fields, yet they felt this deep, nagging doubt. So here's the central paradox we're exploring today. Why does this feeling of being a fake seem to hit the most capable, intelligent, and successful people the hardest? The answer lies in a fascinating quirk of human psychology, the other side of a very famous effect. You've probably heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect, where people with low ability tend to overestimate their competence. But there's a flip side that's rarely discussed. Highly competent individuals often do the exact opposite, they underestimate their own abilities relative to others. Why? Because when you're good at something, it often feels easy to you. Your brain then makes a critical error, it assumes that if it's easy for you, it must be just as easy for everyone else. You don't see your skill as exceptional, you see it as the baseline. This creates a gap where your actual, objective competence is way up here, but your perceived competence is way down here. That gap, that's the home of imposter syndrome. This feeling is then fed by a vicious, self-reinforcing cycle. It starts when you're faced with a new challenge. The imposter feeling kicks in, filling you with anxiety. You cope in one of two ways: you either procrastinate, or you over-prepare to a point of extreme perfectionism. When you inevitably succeed, either through a last-minute heroic effort or because you were massively over-prepared, you don't credit your ability. If you procrastinated, you think, "Phew, I got lucky this time." If you over-prepared, you think, "See? This is only because I worked 10 times harder than anyone else." The success is never attributed to your actual skill. The imposter feeling is reinforced, and you're primed for the cycle to start all over again. So how do you break the cycle? How do you finally learn to own your accomplishments? It's not about becoming arrogant, it's about aligning your self-perception with reality. Here are 3 powerful, practical steps you can start taking today. First, separate feelings from facts. The next time you feel like a fraud, consciously label it. Say to yourself, "I am feeling imposter syndrome right now." This simple act creates distance. It reframes the thought from a fact, "I am a fraud," to a feeling, "I am feeling like a fraud." Feelings are temporary and not always accurate reflections of reality. Second, collect the evidence. Your feelings are telling you that you're not good enough, so you need to fight back with cold, hard data. Start a success file or a brag sheet. This can be a document, an email folder, or a note on your phone. Every time you get a compliment, complete a difficult project, or receive positive feedback, save it. When the doubt creeps in, open the file. You can't argue with your own documented history of competence. And third, talk about it. Imposter syndrome thrives in silence and isolation. It wants you to believe you're the only one. Break that power by sharing your feelings with a trusted mentor, colleague, or friend. You will almost certainly be met with 2 reactions: first, surprise that you could possibly feel that way, and second, a confession that they often feel the exact same thing. Knowing you're not alone is a powerful antidote. The journey to overcome imposter syndrome is about closing that gap between your perception and your reality. It's about learning to accept that you are not lucky, you are capable. You are not a fake, you are skilled. You have not fooled anyone, you have earned your success. You belong in the room. Music swells slightly and concludes. So, I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt imposter syndrome? Share a time you felt like a fraud in the comments below. Let's prove how common this really is and show each other that we're not alone. And if you found this helpful, subscribe for more insights into your own mind. Thanks for watching.